Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English Daily Book Summary YouTube channel. In order to not stop learning, listen to an English book summary every day for free.
BKS Iyengar, Daphne Razazan, Light on Yoga, The Path to Holistic Health. Mention yoga today, and most people immediately think about their local gym or yoga center and a series of physical postures that promise to help them develop strength, balance, and flexibility. Toting a yoga mat around and sporting yoga pants are social signals that you're into physical fitness. Clothing brands that promise to keep you fashionable in your downward dog further cement the idea of yoga as an exercise and fashion trend. But for thousands of years, yoga has offered more than just a workout. It's a complete approach to living with greater awareness, purpose, and inner peace. The poses that are so popular in modern fitness culture were originally designed not to sculpt the perfect body, but to prepare the self for meditation and ultimately for spiritual awakening. This blink explores the deeper dimensions of yoga as revealed in BKS Iyengar's classic masterwork. You'll discover how the eight-limbed path of yoga creates a comprehensive framework for transformation, why the breath serves as a bridge between mind and body, and how the ultimate purpose of yoga is profound self-knowledge. Most importantly, you'll learn practical ways to bring these ancient principles into your everyday life, whether or not you ever step onto a yoga mat. The 8 limbs of yoga. Yoga is much more than just physical postures. This ancient practice originated in India thousands of years ago, with its earliest mentions found in sacred Vedic texts dating back to 1500 BCE. The Upanishads, composed around 800 BCE, further developed yogic concepts like meditation and pranayama, a breathing technique. But it was Patanjali who codified yoga philosophy around 400 CE in his Yoga Sutras, creating a systemic approach to spiritual growth. This text introduced the 8-limbed path of yoga, known as Ashtanga, which remains the philosophical foundation of yoga practice today. The ancient wisdom of yoga provides a complete path for living that guides you toward harmony and inner peace. At the heart of yoga philosophy lie these 8 limbs, a comprehensive system for transformation that addresses every aspect of human experience. These 8 limbs create a roadmap for your journey towards self-realization. The first 2 focus on how you relate to the world and yourself. The yamas are 5 moral guidelines for interacting with others: non-violence, truthfulness, non-stealing, moderation, and self-possessiveness. The niyamas are 5 personal observances: cleanliness, contentment, discipline, self-study, and surrender to something greater than yourself. Only the 3rd limb of yoga addresses the physical postures, or asanas, that many associate with yoga outside of Hindu cultures. These postures were designed to prepare your body for meditation by building strength, flexibility, and stability. When you hold a challenging pose with steady breath and focused attention, you develop both physical and mental endurance. The 4th limb, pranayama, teaches control of your breath and life energy. By learning to regulate your breath, you can calm your nervous system and clear your mind, creating a bridge between your physical and mental states. The remaining limbs guide you inward. Pratyahara involves withdrawing your senses from external distractions. Dharana teaches you to concentrate on a single point. Dhyana is the state of meditation that flows from sustained concentration. And Samadhi, the final limb, is the experience of profound connection with your true nature and the universe. You can begin exploring this 8-limbed path today by focusing on just one aspect. Try practicing ahimsa, or non-violence, by speaking kindly to yourself during difficult moments. Or experience pratyahara by turning off all digital devices for 30 minutes and observing how your mind responds to the absence of stimulation. Even small steps on this path can bring greater awareness to your daily life. Yoga beyond the physical. In modern fitness centers across the world, yoga is often presented primarily as a form of exercise. You might attend classes to increase flexibility, build core strength, or improve your balance. But while these physical benefits are real and valuable, they represent only a fraction of what yoga truly offers. The physical postures of yoga were traditionally designed with a deeper purpose in mind. Ancient yoga practitioners viewed the body as a vehicle for spiritual growth. They developed asanas to prepare the body for extended periods of meditation. A body that is strong but relaxed, aligned yet comfortable, creates the ideal conditions for inner exploration. When you practice a yoga posture with full awareness, you actually engage in a form of moving meditation. The focused attention required to maintain proper alignment draws your mind away from daily worries and into the present moment. In yoga, this mental clarity is far more significant than any physical achievement. Even the smallest pose, when performed with this awareness, becomes a powerful tool for developing concentration and presence. Physical practice also serves as a laboratory for self-knowledge. As you work with challenging poses, you encounter your own limitations, emotional reactions, and patterns. You might notice impatience when holding a long pose, competitiveness when practicing with others, or frustration when your progress feels slow. These reactions mirror your approach to challenges in everyday life. By observing them on your yoga mat without judgment, you gain insights that extend far beyond the physical. Yoga postures also affect your energy system, known in Sanskrit as prana. The precise alignments, conscious breathing, and focused awareness combine to remove blockages and balance the flow of vital energy throughout your body. This energetic tuning creates a sense of vitality and harmony that transcends physical fitness. That's because the body, in yogic understanding, is not separate from the mind or spirit. Each physical action has mental and energetic dimensions. When you extend your spine in a pose, you also extend your awareness. When you open your chest, you open your heart. When you find stability in a balancing pose, you cultivate inner steadiness. To experience yoga beyond the physical, try approaching your next practice with different intentions. Rather than focusing on how far you can stretch, notice the quality of your breath and attention. Notice the thoughts that arise during challenging moments without getting too caught up in them. This makes space for you to feel the subtle energy awakening throughout your body. Remember that the true measure of advancement in yoga is not performing complex poses, but developing qualities like awareness, equanimity, and presence that transform your entire being. Yoga and the science of breath. Your breath is with you constantly, from birth until death, yet it goes unnoticed in daily life. In yogic philosophy, the breath represents much more than just the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. It is considered the visible manifestation of life energy itself. The Sanskrit term pranayama combines two words, prana, meaning vital life force, and ayama, meaning extension or expansion. Together, they describe the yogic science of breath control that serves as a crucial bridge between the physical and subtle dimensions of practice. While the physical postures prepare your body, pranayama prepares your nervous system and energy channels for deeper states of meditation. Your breath directly influences your mental state, and your mental state influences your breath. When you're anxious or stressed, your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. When you are relaxed and peaceful, your breathing becomes deep and slow. This intimate connection means that by consciously regulating your breath, you can effectively regulate your mind. Pranayama occupies the fourth position in the eight-limbed path of yoga for a significant reason. It marks the transition from the external practices of yoga to the internal ones. The first three limbs, ethical principles, personal observances, and physical postures, focus on refining your relationship with the outer world and your physical body. Through pranayama, you begin to turn your attention inward, using the breath as a tool to explore subtler dimensions of awareness. The breath connects your conscious and unconscious mind. Most bodily functions happen automatically without your awareness or control. Your heartbeat, digestion, and cellular regeneration continue whether you think about them or not. Breathing is unique because it functions both automatically and under voluntary control. This makes it an ideal gateway to influence systems usually beyond conscious reach, including your emotional responses and energy flow. In traditional yoga, pranayama practices are taught only after establishing stability in physical postures. This sequential approach recognizes that working with breath and energy requires a well-prepared container. The physical body must be strong yet relaxed, the nervous system balanced, and the mind relatively stable. Without these foundations, powerful pranayama techniques can create imbalance instead of harmony. The breath also serves as an anchor for your attention during meditation. When your mind wanders, returning awareness to the natural flow of breath provides a consistent point of focus. This simple practice of breathing awareness is itself a profound form of pranayama that can be practiced safely by anyone, anywhere, at any time. To begin exploring the connection between breath and consciousness, simply spend a few minutes each day noticing how your breath changes with different thoughts and emotions. Without trying to control your breathing, observe how it responds to excitement, worry, contentment, or concentration. This awareness in itself will deepen your understanding of pranayama as the vital link connecting all 8 limbs of yoga into a unified path of transformation. Yoga as path. At its deepest level, yoga is a journey of self-discovery. While modern practice often emphasizes physical benefits, the ancient tradition views each pose, each breath, and each moment of concentration as steps toward answering the fundamental question: who am I beyond my body, beyond my thoughts, beyond my social identity? This quest for self-knowledge, or svadhyaya in Sanskrit, is actually listed as one of the 5 personal observances in the second limb of yoga. But it also represents the underlying purpose of the entire system. The physical postures, breathing exercises, and meditation techniques all serve as methods to peel away layers of conditioning and reveal your essential nature. When you first come to yoga, you might identify completely with your physical body. You feel that you are your limitations, your strengths, your sensations. Through consistent practice, you begin to observe that while your body changes, becoming stronger, more flexible, aging over time, something within you remains constant. You start to recognize yourself as the awareness that witnesses these physical changes rather than the changes themselves. Similarly, as you learn to watch your breath and quiet your mind, you notice that thoughts and emotions arise and subside. Yet something in you remains unchanged, simply witnessing this mental activity. This witnessing presence is what yoga points to as your true self, pure awareness that is distinct from the body and mind it illuminates. Historically, yoga tradition teaches that suffering comes from mistaken identity. When you identify solely with your body, you fear illness, aging, and death. When you identify with your thoughts, you become trapped in cycles of worry and regret. When you identify with your social roles, you become dependent on external validation. True freedom comes from recognizing your deeper identity beyond these temporary aspects of experience. Unlike many philosophical systems, yoga offers practical methods for this self-discovery. Each time you hold a challenging pose while maintaining steady breath and clear awareness, you create separation between your essential self and your reactions. Each time you sit in meditation and watch thoughts arise without becoming entangled in them, you strengthen your connection to the witnessing consciousness that is your core. This happens gradually, through direct experience rather than intellectual understanding. Small moments of clarity accumulate over time. You might notice while practicing that your awareness feels spacious and unconfined even when your body is in a restricted position. Or during meditation, you might experience brief intervals where thoughts cease, but consciousness remains bright and alert. The physical discipline of yoga creates the conditions for these insights to emerge. A scattered, restless mind cannot perceive subtle truths. Only when the body is healthy, energy is balanced, and attention is focused can you recognize the silent witness at your center. This is why the traditional path progresses methodically from external practices toward internal awareness. Living yoga. The true power of yoga emerges when you carry its principles beyond your mat and into your daily life. Each of the 8 limbs offers practical wisdom that can transform the most ordinary moments into opportunities for growth and awareness. Begin by approaching your formal practice with an attitude of curiosity rather than achievement. Instead of striving to perfect a pose, investigate what it reveals about your patterns of tension, thought, and breath. Notice how you respond to challenge, discomfort, and ease. This investigative approach will gradually extend into your daily activities, helping you recognize habitual reactions that previously went unnoticed. The ethical principles of yoga provide a framework for more conscious living. Practice nonviolence in your speech by choosing words that heal rather than harm. Embrace truthfulness by aligning your actions with your deepest values. Apply non-grasping to your relationship with material things, noticing when you fall into the trap of fulfillment through things and not your personal growth or inner awareness. Bring mindfulness to routine activities by treating them as extensions of your yoga practice. When preparing a meal, focus completely on the sensations of chopping, stirring, and seasoning. While walking, synchronize your breath with your steps. Try to feel all the sensations of moving. During conversations, practice listening with your full attention instead of planning your next response. A great place to start is to use transitions in your day as reminders to center yourself. Before entering your workplace in the morning, for instance, take 3 conscious breaths. After completing a task, pause briefly before beginning the next one to bring yourself to full presence. These small moments accumulate, gradually changing your relationship to time and stress. The breathing awareness you cultivate in pranayama can be applied whenever you feel emotionally overwhelmed. Simply bringing attention to your breath provides a buffer between stimulus and reaction, creating space for wiser responses to challenging solutions. Remember that yoga is not about perfection, but a conscious evolution. Each time you notice yourself acting from habit rather than awareness, you strengthen your capacity for presence. By approaching life with the same curiosity you bring to your formal practice, every experience becomes an opportunity to deepen your understanding of yourself and your connection to the world around you. In this blink, To Light on Yoga by BKS Iyengar, you've learned that yoga offers far more than physical fitness. It is a comprehensive path to self-transformation through its 8-limb system of ethics, postures, breath control, and meditation practices. The physical poses serve primarily to prepare the body and mind for deeper awareness, while the breath creates a vital bridge between your conscious and unconscious experience. Through consistent practice both on and off the mat, yoga reveals your essential nature beyond body and mind, transforming ordinary moments into opportunities for growth. Yoga isn't about perfection either, but conscious evolution, bringing mindful awareness to each moment of your life. Okay, that's it for this blink. We hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please take the time to leave us a rating. We always appreciate your feedback. See you in the next blink.